In February 2015, in the sleepy city of Aligarh, when lovey-dovey couples were celebrating Valentine's Day while hiding from their families, Pravesh Singh, a minor class 10th girl from nearby Dhatoli village, shockingly went missing. Her parents were suspicious that a 20-something neighbor, Vishnu Gautam, was eyeing his daughter. So the scared parents told the police, साहब यही विष्णु है वो बदमाश जो हमारी बेटी को किडनैप करके ले गया. Police also believed the parents because Vishnu was already on their wanted list with the draconian NSA National Security Act slapped against him for just stealing a rifle from a constable and at gunpoint helping one of his criminal friends flee from police custody. Their suspicion strengthened when they came to know that Vishnu had now gone missing and they were not able to track him. But the case intensified a month later when Pravesh's family saw the picture of an unidentified dead body in a newspaper which looked the same age as their daughter. They rushed to the village, which was around 100 kilometers away. Unfortunately, it was too late as the police had already cremated the body on the basis of an autopsy report which found that the body was brutally smashed and murdered. Look, it was badly disfigured that it was beyond recognition. However, the post-mortem cell had fortunately preserved the deceased clothes which the sorrow-filled Pravesh's parents claimed that it belonged to their daughter. This finally led the police to now book Vishnu for Pravesh's murder finally. Police were now chasing him furiously and finally nabbed him in August 2015, then put him behind bars. So this was in that NSA case of helping his friend out of police custody and still not for Pravesh's murder. Yet, 5 years later in 2020, he was finally bailed out and got some relief. However, the Pravesh's case still clinged on to his back as he was now asked to appear in a local court. But the cunning Vishnu never came, which angered the court so much that it ordered confiscation of his properties. That made the scoundrel immediately fall in line and surrender to police in October 2020 in the Pravesh murder case. However, an year or so later, Vishnu's mother went around the village completely shocking everyone.
मेरा बेटा बेगुनाह है, उसे फंसाया गया है.
Her shocking claim was that Pravesh, who had been murdered 7 years back in 2015, was actually living with a different name in a different village. That too happily with family, a husband and 2 children, while her son was rotting in jail for the murder. Ta-da! Interval. Subscribe to Bizbo and press the bell icon for notification and grab some popcorn. Then we'll tell you whether Vishnu's murder was lying to save his son or if Pravesh is the undertaker. We go back to October 2020 again when Vishnu had surrendered and his troubled mother Sunita Devi started attending Uday Krishna Shastri's satsang in Vrindavan to seek some peace in life. One day she narrated her son's story to him, showing pictures of Pravesh, the murdered girl. So what could a guru do other than just calming her tormented soul with some Amritvani? But almost a year later, when he went to a village in UP's Hathras to preach his sermons for a few days, his eye caught one lady in the large crowd who in her early 20s looked very similar to someone he knew. But who the hell was she? He thought long and hard and his memory served him right when it struck him that she looked like the 15-year-old Pravesh whose picture he had seen an year ago. Yet, he wanted to be doubly sure and gave the task of finding information about the girl to his disciples. So the disciples were disappointed to find that the girl's name was Pooja, not Pravesh. But the guru was confident on his memory and now sent his most trusted disciple to spy on this so-called Pooja. And voila! This time it worked as Pooja's neighbors told them that she was not from this village. Rather, she was a runaway bride from somewhere else who had settled down there with her husband exactly 7 years ago. Hearing this, the elated guru jumped up joyously. भगवान का चमत्कार है, माँ का असली प्यार है. To get some solid evidence, he got in touch with the village pradhan, who commanded a lot of respect in his village. When he called for Pooja to show up her Aadhaar card, she was a little hesitant at first, but did not have the guts to disobey the pradhan and handed over her Aadhaar to the guru, whose eyes glittered when he saw Pravesh's name on it. Now back at his ashram, he showed the latest pictures of Pooja, aka Pravesh, to Vishnu's mother, whose tears just could not stop. And the family reported to the police, who arranged a meeting between Pravesh's parents and the new Mrs. Pooja, leading to a very 90s Bollywood-like dramatic situation at the police station. While her brother could not believe, "Bhoot, bhoot, बहन का भूत." Yet the mother,
मेरी बेटी जिंदा है, मेरे कलेजे का टुकड़ा.
however, the police decided to conduct DNA profiling just to be doubly sure. They also at the same time questioned everyone in the family, during which finally Pravesh's father broke down and finally accepted. हाँ साहब, ये मेरी बेटी है. मुझे 2 साल पहले से ही पता था. This guy had kept quiet all this while and did not approach the police just to avoid social embarrassment. साहब, बेटी ने भाग कर शादी कर ली, मुंह काला कर देते गांव वाले. But thankfully for Vishnu now, who had been into rotten shit all these years, he can now take a deep breath of fresh air outside the jail. But questions still remain. Whose dead body was it that the family identified 7 years ago with Pravesh's clothes? Whether Pravesh and her husband killed that girl to mislead the police and her family into believing that she had died and did not run away.